South elders have called on the federal government to sustain its enlightenment efforts regarding the provision in the Petroleum Industry Bill of 3% production cost as the Host Communities Development Trust Fund. These remarks were made at a meeting between the Minister of State Timipre Sylva and a delegation of elders, leaders and critical stakeholders from Ijaw land. Correspondent Lawal reports.
Since the National Assembly passed the Petroleum Industry Bill, many have kicked up a ruckus over proposed fund for host communities. While the Senate proposed 3%, the House of Representatives proposed 5%. Both propositions are nowhere near the 10% the Niger Delta leaders want. And from how matters lie, the 3% may eventually be what is adopted. It is a matter that comes up in this meeting between the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Timipre Sylva, and the leaders of the Ijaw nation. He is at pains to explain that the 3% now to be allocated to the communities is from production cost and not from profit, and the production cost is always higher than the profits. He acknowledges that there is need to have more stakeholders' engagement to drive across this point.
So if this money that is coming directly to the host community, because I always say, look, Niger Delta, the NDDC, the money comes. The money is being spent in the community or place where most of the time the executive of the NDDC comes from. And maybe there, at the time, there is no problem even. So the place where there is problem, no money is being spent there. So sometimes the problem is in the west, but the money is being spent in the east. The problem is in the north, the money is being spent in the south.
The 3-member delegation led by Timi Ogoriba commended the minister for the introduction of massive reforms in the petroleum industry, especially the radical expansion of the gas sector.
Clarifications about the revocation of the Bayelsa state-owned Atala Marginal Field, OML 46, and the issue of the relocation of headquarters of multinationals to their host communities. We seek the above clarification with the objective to work to mitigate and perhaps totally eliminate any disputes among our team members and pointedly bring to the fore the immeasurable and invaluable sacrifices you are making that are aimed at repositioning the petroleum sector.
On the Petroleum Industry Bill, which had lingered for about 20 years, the delegation lauded the minister for handling the Herculean task of working with the 9th National Assembly towards its eventual passage. The leaders are hopeful that the socio-economic benefits of the trust fund would go a long way to assuage fears and concerns. Lawal, TVC News, Abuja.